This program brought to you by IGA, where the locals matter.
And welcome back, or maybe you've continued watching. You're on Duff TV. It's the Div 1 Under-12 Grand Final. Joining myself are the two lads from way out the wing, Wilders and Worm. Welcome to this, which should be a cracking game.
Thanks, Peach. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, this is be a great match-up, this grand final.
Thoughts,
and we're away.
And look, thoughts early from you, Worm. I know you've done some research. You know these teams pretty well. What's your take on this game?
Always like to be prepared and do some research, Peach. Look, South will be looking to cap off the perfect season. They've gone through undefeated. I think the closest anyone's got to them this year is around 50 points. So they're going to be really hard to beat. But I tell you what, Tamar are finding the form at the right time of year. They've got some quality players. Captain there, young 22, Jack Blackwell. Watch out for him, and I reckon it's going to be a ripping contest.
Well, you've heard it there. Great research, great insight. Thanks, Worm. So, ball's just on half back here. Tamar, we saw a very rushed game in the Div 2 where there was a lot of contested footy, and straight away the ball's been released out here to a one-on-one contest on half forward. Players just clashing into each other. Blackwell just caught one in the jaw. It's just on the back of the pack. Maybe pick up that number 9, and that's nearly taken in the hands. Swing around his right boot was Taylor, and some pressure applied by Penny. I should say Walters, and Walters goes up, tries to find a teammate. Claridge has got it, and Tamar settled here early. A driving kick up towards the middle of the ground. Spilled out the back of the pack, a little bit rushed by Bartlett. So early stages, your thoughts, Wilders? I mean, we saw such a scrappy match. Do you expect the same again?
I think we've obviously lost a bit of the dew from that earlier game. So my
mopped up by the
is,
mullets, maybe, of the,
well,
the opposition.
Potentially. I reckon this will be obviously Div 1, probably a slightly better skilled matchup. Both these teams love the open space, so they're really going to utilise the space out here on UTAS. And they've done a pretty significant warm-up, both teams, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out towards the end of the game.
Holding the ball.
So good pressure there as another possession for Bartlett. That's his second. He just gets it onto his right boot up towards half forward. It's an actually favourite teammate. The ball just fell loose to Cotton. His dad was holding up the banner before, and he's
wonderful pair of new sneakers he had on too.
He's got one for each week. Bradley.
Skinny pants as well. Loves skinny jeans.
Yeah, that's all right. Man who considers his look is critical. That's nothing wrong with that, as you're wearing track pants, Worm. So I've got a rule about track pants. You only ever do the activity in them. You shouldn't leave the house in track pants unless you're doing physical activity. But I don't know what you're doing for the rest of the day. I'll give you a break on that.
I live in track pants unless I'm at work, and then I've got the slacks. But
okay,
anyway.
all right.
I'm in your camp, Peach.
Yep. There's just a little bit of quality. There's a high percentage of track pants, certainly. In Launceston, since I've started living here a few years ago, to compare to maybe some other cities I've lived in. It's a loose ball. The ball's been just rushed out of the fence. Got a nice little one-on-one contest here just on half forward. As the crowd's really making plenty of noise. It's been delivered up forward by Berwick, who's a really classy footballer. Has improved exponentially over the last little while. Is right. His kick's a little off, and it's been picked up here by Dean. Lead on here from Dean. That's a long probing lead. He nearly got up into his hands but couldn't quite grab it. Now the ball's loose. There's a player in the forward pockets. He stuck it through.
Just hits the post.
Or did it just tickle the padding? It did. You had a good view on that one there, Wilders.
Got all the angles, Peach, at this end of the desk.
It's South Launceston 6th inside 50 already into this quarter. Tamar yet to get inside, but very inefficient. Just their first point from all those entries.
This is, I've never actually had anyone do stats for me before, so I appreciate that, Worm. So South are probing forward here at the moment. As we're just getting some delicious drinks delivered to us. Onto it first is Berwick. It's got a couple of Tamar players tracking him down. Bartlett provided some pressure, but Berwick's kick was really effective.
Phoenix Howard here with the intercept ball there plays a very, very smart wing position. Just holds his space, centre corridor beautifully.
They're certainly coached well, aren't they?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And a lot of work gone into both these sides. It's been tapped along, but to get that number 9.
Bartlett again with the intercept. Exiting kick, hits up his teammate beautifully there.
So it's got one of our staff just to track down and see who number 9 is. A long wide ball out south with a little bit too many numbers at the moment.
Number 9's young Lennox Hazel.
Hazel, right. He's had a little bit of the ball too, Hazel.
You notice already the distance in kicks is probably 10 to 15 metres greater than that Div 2 game earlier, so they're carrying space much better, which sets up a lot more attacking options for each team.
And breaks that congested area, doesn't it, as well? Gets it out of that space. And players have probably got a little bit more confidence to also run out of that space. As, once again, we don't have boundary umpires. We do have them, but they don't do the throwing bit. They do the adjudication when the ball goes.
Is there a reason behind that, Peach, why they're not doing the throwing in?
Yeah, because that's what happens during the year. So they actually had a vote a couple of years ago. Would they change that for finals? And the clubs voted no, keep it the same. And it was the same for girls too, because they have no umpires. In some comps actually around Tassie have no boundary umpires till 16 boys.
Oh, well, at least there's consistency there, which is good to see.
Tell you what, the umpires are really letting the game flow. There's only been one free kick so far, but it's been very, very free-flowing football. It's good to see. Yeah,
real contrast to that Div 2 game. A little bit about the capacity of the players. It's been taken by Cottam. He goes low. You had a teammate leading out, trying to get onto it. Now it's picked up by Plummer. Plummer lays a tackle. It's been thrown out by Walters. He's had a lot of work to do so far, Walters. Reaching down and trying to grab the football was Jesse Walters again, and we'll have a throw up. Yeah, it's a much different style, and I mean, a credit to South Donny Footy Club. They're probably the premier club this season with 2 teams in the 12, 1 and 2 divisions.
I tell you what, I'm impressed with, you mentioned it earlier, those bright yellow boots. They are fantastic, aren't they? Lennox is rocking a pair. Harry Taylor's out there rocking a pair. There's some fantastic footwear running around out there.
There's a shot here on goal at the back of the pack waiting for it is Ryder Walters. He's done a little bit of work. So the Walter boys, common name from down the Tamar, are working hard in defence. It's a kind of an indiscriminate kick. But
Great mark from Duffy.
Tell you what, contested marks are worth a lot as Will Duffy launches up and grabs it. He's got a nice little short option. This is where they're pretty good Tamar. They'll nuance the ball out here of half back. Blackwell's got it, the captain. He tries to find a teammate further up. South applies some pressure. Dean knocks a handball out. There's a little boot off the ground. It doesn't really favour himself. We saw quite a bit of that in that last game. And there's a high ball up towards half forward. Chasing down on the footy was Wells. Now it comes back towards the middle of the ground.
He's had plenty of the ball so far, young Blackwell.
And Blackwell on a half back here. Now the options aren't many, is it there, Worm? He kind of got stuck as he...
Yeah, down the corridor. Will just mentioned it early in the last game. You want to be running through that corridor on a big ground, and while they're trying to go straight, no real switching of the play so far.
Dancing through was Blackwell. That's Tommy. He gets it up towards half forward. So the Demons going forward for the first time. It's been picked off here by Chappell. He works it nicely across to Sanson, the B&F winner. He's going to go a little wider again. This is nice lateral ball movement here from the Dogs.
Here's the switch now. See if it pays off for South.
Well, they've done a good job here, Tamar, because they've been able to manage to hold it up. It's a nice little scoop up the ground by Duffy, showing his class. But unfortunately, he had 3 Dogs to beat, and he couldn't quite beat them. Up towards half forward, lead him in there first. Slung out by Garwood. Now it's kicked up high, at the back of the pack. It should be won here by Parry. Parry's going to have some pressure applied by Plummer. Plummer does get it. Rush kick. It could have taken some more time. Underneath it was Garwood. He couldn't quite grab it. Now it's been picked up again by Wright. Some pressure here as South are moving their half forwards and half backs further up the ground as they keep peppering their goals. They've only got it behind so far. Now there's another shot on goal, but waiting on the goal line was Walters, and a minor score.
Feeling each other out at the moment, both sides. Can't really get linked possessions, which is hurting them. You see there, Walters just struggling to find an option coming out of defence. Great mark by Blackwell. What's his possession count at the moment, Worm?
He's on 13. That's completely off the cuff.
He's on about, I reckon,
we don't have
6 or 7.
We don't have the championship data stats. We've got young Charlie on the stats next to me. He's doing a great job.
Chappell's got it. Chappell had a couple of leads. In the end, none of them were forthcoming. He decided just to hook it up in the air. To wait a long time under the ball was Archer. That's a great tackle by Duffy. And he managed to create that effort from Duffy. He's been outstanding. He's a very strong lad, but once again, he's going wide out towards the boundary line. That only favours South Lonnie for my mind. Off the back of the pack was Howard up towards half forward. He's trying to find Hazel. He now does grab it. He has a couple of players to contend with. He knocks it out the back of the pack. Smooth work there. As racing through was Wright. Wright gets it up. It's a chase on here in the middle of York Park. The boot race. The foot from Cotton was effective. Goes down and reaches and gets the football. He does have some help coming over the back, but good here from Tamar. Able to just keep a bit of pressure on them. At the moment, with Duffy and their better players off path back, the question, I suppose, Worm, is how to Tamar score.
Yeah, look, they're getting it up there, and it's just that next level. They've got obviously some very, very good quality players sitting in the back. We've got Blackwell, Duffy sitting back here. Obviously, Blackwell playing on the ball, and he's got another possession to add to his 13 already, as I've called it. But here's an opportunity now. There's plenty of space if he gets the ball on early, but he's wasted that.
Well, he waited for the handball, and then that's an awkward kick. It's gone up towards the pocket. It's been spilt through the fingers of Holloway. And now it's been launched back out again. Blackwell might get onto it first. Misses him.
There's 4 of them out there, so it's a really good opportunity here for Tamar.
So the Demons are doing what they needed to do and keep it pretty tight and contested early. And South Lonnie did about 55 minutes of warm-ups before the game started, so they've already played a quarter and a half of footy. Tamar have done the right thing.
Oh, great tackle.
Just a little bit of square handball work, whereas South Lonnie were all over the ground doing little bits of modified grid games. But now they're into the big stuff and undefeated all year, coming into a grand final. And at the moment, Tamar are certainly pressing. Walters.
Wilders, if you were Coach Lee Blackwell at this point in time, you'd be pretty happy with your troops?
Yeah, it would be. They've obviously gone 12 minutes in the first quarter, and South have only got 2 points on the scoreboard. So defensively, they're structured up. As Peach mentioned before, though, I'm not sure how they're going to score with the numbers that South got behind the ball.
Yeah, it's the numbers, but also the capacity to actually get the longer kick in. But as you mentioned, the better players for Tamar, Blackwell, Duffy, and co. They're all playing down back. And someone like Duffy could easily play centre half forward or even.
At some point, that'll have to change, and they're going to have to try and win this game rather than just hold on.
Oh, the boots.
We usually look out for the hair, but it is the boots of the young kid. It is very bright orange, isn't it? It might end up giving me a migraine, I reckon, have a look at that for too long.
Here he goes again.
So
Lennox is getting plenty of the ball.
But his kick is really effective.
Sampson.
Now, Sampson's saying settle it down, but he's got a player running back in the goal square. And Sampson says, no, I'm going to have a shot. Well, I don't know, he's got the legs of this. He's 45 metres out when maybe 47 when he kicks it.
Ooh,
that's a wonderful kick. He's trying to find Dean, and Dean gets it. Maybe he tricked everyone then. He convinced everyone he was going to go back and have a shot on goal. And Dean knew exactly what he's doing. He snuck into the hole and he'll have a shot on goal himself.
Well done to all those South Launceston forwards, because they ran back, created the space of which Dean has just snuck into and taken a very easy mark.
So Dean from 25. I think it's straight. His arms raised. He's given it the stalk.
He likes it. Buddy-like.
Very calm and collected on the South bench down there. They're happy with that. They put a lot of work in for that one goal.
Here's Sanson with the ball. Look at him just cruising back.
Plenty of space.
Pulled the socks up as he popped the mouth guard maybe in the sock. And then here's the long run from Dean. And the last minute, he directs his kick.
I tell you what, I like the work of young Tommy Blackwell there. It wasn't his man. Dean's run from, I reckon it's from the back line to get into that space. But young Tommy Blackwell doing the team first thing, and here he goes with a attempted centre clearance.
Duffy out of the middle. Can Tamar respond? They need to keep in touch in this game. It's so critical that they keep competitive. It's nearly picked up by Wells, and it's been pickpocketed out, and a high ball up. Duffy waits underneath it and snavels the chest mark. Good kick from him. Went a little wider and finessed it to Walters, who's had a good start to the game. He had a driving kick going in, and unfortunately slipping over the last minute was Claridge. Pushed off the ball a little too early was Billington. Numbers around here for Tamar though. A little scoop as it was just tapped between his legs. Walters came in. Busting through the pack was Billington. Ineffective kick from him. Rushed out now. Got a little foot race on here in half forward. Cotton missed it. And here's this defensive work from Tamar as they're able to work it up towards centre wing. And that is the hoot. It's quarter time here in an entertaining first quarter of footy where Tamar certainly had plenty of the play as they will regroup. But the one goal kick by Charlie Dean, it was a nice little play with 2 minutes to go in the quarter, and he was able to score. Some of the better players, maybe your thoughts at the moment, Wilders, for you?
Look, the Tamar backline of sort of Walters, Blackwell dropping down into there, and Duffy have certainly been good. But then you look at the attacking players of Hazel, Phoenix Howard, Dean, and even Sanson for South Launceston. So it really is a battle of two different minds at the moment, defence versus attack, and it'll be really interesting to see what the coaches come up with at quarter time here.
I'm really curious to ask both of you as coaches. Large ground. You've just mentioned the narrative that there's a defensive group that Tamar's very effective at, and South Lonnie look like they can more. But at some stage you've got to score, don't you?
Yep.
So unless South can find a way, Tamar can find a way to score, you've got to take a punt. But do you do it now, or do you hope it's close at half time?
I'd be interested to hear what Wilders has said. But
I think given well, you said you're interested, so I'll say given the way that South have played this season, and that they haven't been beaten, I don't think you can wait until the third quarter or the last quarter. I think you got to roll your dice now, and you got to die trying, really.
Yeah, I'd actually be interested to see what Lee does, because I think they've done a really good job, Tamar, holding them. Yes, they haven't scored, but to only have 8 points against you in the grand final, the game will open up. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him just hold firm for a little bit, and then maybe I reckon Duffy's your man. Blackwell's going to continue to win the ball out of the middle. I wouldn't mind seeing Duffy in the second half push forward, and maybe he's your option. Lock in, create stoppages, and then reset from there.
They've got enough A-graders, don't they, Tamar, to actually...
Oh, they got some great top end. Great top end.
And obviously they don't have the depth of player numbers. They've got around about half the amount of numbers per club to South. Hence they've only got Division 1 team in each division. But their top end's elite. Their bottom end falls away. And that's just the nature of the metrics up the top of the river.
Yeah, it is. And you find that with a lot of the regional-based clubs, Tamar, Longford, they've got some fantastic quality footballers, always up there in the best and fairest. We've got young Jack Blackwell, runner-up in the best and fairest. They've got some phenomenal footballers, but you're right, it just sort of, it's not as even and spread. You've got South Launceston here, one of the powerhouses of Launceston football. They've got 2 teams in 2 divisions. There's a couple of underage boys, but not many. So they're obviously going to be really strong. But I think Tamar have done a fantastic effort to hold them to 8 points.
12 inside 50s to 2 for that quarter.
Close, 14-3, but good try.
Your definition of inside 50 might need some work.
7% efficiency. So I think South are going to have to work on that if they want to.
We'll have a look. We might stay on air because the breaks were so short in the last game. We went off air and 30 seconds later on air, but here's some highlights from the first quarter. At South, this is where they kind of set themselves up, but this is the goal that they kicked. So the ball's here with Sampson, and Dean runs forward. It's a fair bit of shenanigans going on in the commentary box at the moment too. It's certainly busier. Generally on Duff TV we're in a van. Today we're in the plush settings of the commentary position here at York Park.
We brought in some special guests actually, Peach. We've got 2 of the players that played against these under 12 boys, just for a little bit of extra insight. So there might be some special comments being fed to Wilders tonight. It's not just, we aren't the brains of our operation.
Just got word that the chips and gravy from the canteen are doing a special for the next 5 minutes. Very, very good
what
quality.
What sort of special?
I think it's $2.50, chips and gravy.
Is it like, yeah, okay.
Not sure if I'm still waiting on a Savoy report, though.
That is fantastic. We raised the question about unlimited chips and gravy for maybe $12.50. I reckon $2.50, that's good value. So
just one thing.
Duck out there.
I know you two do talk about food on your podcast before we get back into the second quarter here. If you have a lot of gravy left at the end of your chips and gravy, is that a bad or a good thing?
I think that's a good thing.
Okay. I'm confused by it. Too much gravy left at the end. I think
it's nearly a bit salty.
Yeah, I'm not sure about it. I'm not convinced. But anyway, we're going to go
on me today, you two.
back at the football here in Duff TV. Wilders, Worm, Peach in the commentary position. It's 1-2-8. Tamar yet to get one, and we're going to hit it away again. See if Tamar can find something in this quarter. Duffy currently playing on the ball in the ruck. He's going to be a real key. I also think Jesse Walters might come into the play again, a real frisky type player. Also just in the middle is Jack Wright as Sampson in the ruck. He gets his hand down to it now. He then manages to win and get it onto his left boot. It's a high ball up towards half forward. And
interesting. Walters has moved from full back up to centre half back here. So I don't know if that's an attacking ploy from Tamar just to stop that run of South Launceston a little bit.
Jack Wright, effective kick. Gets it up towards the middle. It's been pinched out of the pack here. That's a very clever kick out towards Hazel. He decides to play it straight away. An advantage kick up high. Nearly marked by Plummer. He couldn't quite bring it down. Probably had 2 chances to take effect, but then he manages to get the handball out. Plummer sneaks it in towards Leadham. Leadham runs into an open goal, and the Dogs have their second.
They have goal scorers everywhere, South Launceston. You've just mentioned Leadham, Angus Clark, Lennox Hazel, Harry Taylor. All these boys have all kicked 20 or more goals during the season, so they've got plenty of opportunities and options when we get up in that forward 50.
So being able to spread that load, very effective, and it was good work here by Leadham, but
just
the pressure from Plummer. Yeah, that's a bit of talent there, but Plummer's work just to keep possession of the footy with some pressure from some of the Tamar players was elite. So that's a real nasty blow for Tamar.
The South coaches might have heard our commentary about their inefficient entries into 50, running at 100% already in this second quarter.
All right, stats galore here today with all the extra help. It's usually me making them up, so now it's someone else probably making them up. There's a rushed handle. Sampson then throws the ball out. Hazel nearly won the footy. Now a little foot race here as Bartlett's going to get to it first. He kind of falls over. Need a little bit more energy there from Thompson, who just stood on the edge of the pack and didn't get involved. Berwick gets some space onto his right boot. That's a great kick from Berwick. He finds a very high number of Charlie Baker. Baker's ball goes up a little bit further, looking for Leader. The goal kicker. He pops the ball onto the turf. He's going to get to about 60 metres. The kick just missed its mark. It's over towards Walters. He's going to be calm here, Walters. Maybe get a little bit of a block from his teammate in Parry. But unfortunately, the pressure was too much, and Leadham's got it again.
7 metre kick there.
Well, Leadham's shot on goal. It's marked in the goal square by Clark. And he looks like a forward, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just mentioned about Clark being a goal kicker. He definitely looks like a forward. Loves to get his hands on the ball.
Gee,
very good nickname on Clark.
Well, let's roll.
Commonly known as the Bullfrog.
Well, the Bullfrog stopped it.
2 inside 50s, 2 goals.
What's that efficiency at then, Will?
I think that's 100%, Will. Even you should be able to work that one out.
We have got a mute button too if you two start to argue.
That's what he does on the
quite
podcast.
frequently.
I mean, how long have you blokes been mates for? I feel like the banter is...
Too long.
Yeah.
Well,
good end today.
Mates is a strong word. Yeah, okay. Maybe acquaintance.
You're very brave sitting in between us here, Pete.
Yeah.
Can't get out easily.
So South have got the little jump in this game. 2 goals in this second quarter has allowed them to have a little bit of breathing space. Tamar need to respond. They need to find some energy. They've got their best player currently on the ball. They've got the best players in their team, their workers. But at the moment, South are doing what they want. Is Berwick off half-back. He's had a couple of really lively possessions. He's worked up towards half-forward. It can't be won above Blackwell. There's so much work to do. Hazel pops his head down, gets it onto his right boot, drives it up towards half-forward, and there he is again, Plummer. And I reckon he'll go back and have a shot.
He had options forward that he could have dished it off.
He thought about it, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's going to go back and he want to make sure he gets the distance on this kick.
So Plummer from 30 gives it enough, but it's out to the right.
It's the distance, not the accuracy. A couple of glaring looks from his teammates.
It's one that he was just a bit indecisive. It's always interesting. Do you take the first option?
Well, as a forward, you walk back quickly.
Yeah.
You look for the options, and then you just take the shot at goal.
I think I ever saw
you pretend
you did that in your career.
So in other words, you pretend you're looking for options.
You pretend you're going to give an option.
At no stage were you going to hand it off.
No stage are you genuinely thinking about
Duffy
it.
up to half-forward.
Just noticing the interchange coming back onto the ground. Number 20 for Tamar, Arlo Marshall, with a significant limp.
Hey, it's a very average limp, isn't it?
Yeah, just...
Normally with that, you're going on off the bench, but...
Looks like one leg isn't working properly. I hope he's okay. That's maybe one leg shorter than the other. It's up towards half-forward. Blackwell in there providing some pressure. Blackwell and Duffy got a lot of work to do. It's pinched out by Thompson. He's going to nearly get it back again. He's got some support from Walters. He gets it up towards centre wing.
We spoke about it in the first quarter. They're competing with South at the contest, but it's that next kick forward where they're just falling down, and it's really, really prevalent in this quarter.
Well, interesting, they've got 2 players, Tamar, inside their forward 50 and no one's on them. So that's how confident some of the South, and maybe an indication of the length of kicks too. On a ground like this, Duffy busts through the pack. He's trying to do everything at the moment. It's a high ball. It's going to come back pretty quickly. It's been chopped off here by Berwick. Probably his 7th or 8th kick in this quarter. It's a clever kick by Berwick. Now the handball game. Run from Chappell. Driving kick into towards the forward pocket. Into the goals with the left boot. Was a little wobbly. Still an opportunity. Swinging around his Plummer.
Doesn't quite get it.
He had an opportunity. There's another quick snap out of the pack. But it's gone to the right.
Just starting to pepper this goal face now. South just got their ball movement where they want it, and Tamar just can't do much about it.
What are you doing as Tamar's coach right now, Wilders? Are you happy to roll the dice, or you think you just stem the flow a little bit?
Got to keep ball in hand. You can't create opportunities for them to turn it over. So like that, look for the free option. So it requires movement further up the field.
Slow play.
Yeah, slow the play down. I think that's a fair call. There's a talk here. Penny wants it. He's not going to get it though.
Not going to help.
Hazel chops it off. He's been really impactful. Hazel's kick looking for Plummer. It's going to go over the top of his head. It's only one down there by Taylor. Now the ball's just been bashed out by
Thrown on the boot.
Nearly Marshall, who's got that little bit of an injury at the moment. A bit of tape around his left knee by the look of it as well.
Howard again with a hard ball get.
He's also got the...
No surprise there, Wilders.
Got the lid on as well. Chappell can't dispose of it. Late coming in was Thompson. Juggling ball. He had a couple of opportunities. Now there's a quick kick out. It's going to have to be a foot race as Wells is going to come in late onto this one. Berwick there first. Then he's been pushed into the ground. And Howard also taken without the football in his hands.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Tamar runner getting up to number 13 here, deep in the forward line, and getting him to man up on 18 up there for South Launceston. Lockie Davies just sitting one kick behind the play. It's going to fall into his lap and he'll get that ball humming forward.
Good observations. It's a high ball. Hazel went up and used his body. Duffy came to the ground with the football. And there is that player you mentioned. He's just standing all by himself and had plenty of time. Did Freeland, and he decides to go short. Has that actually gone out of bounds? It's out of bounds on the full.
Lucky for Tamar, that one.
Some of our sponsors, thanks to everyone who's contributed to the NTJFA this year. IGA, big tick to you for sponsoring all youth and junior football across the state this year. NTJFA, the STJFL and the Northwest Juniors as well.
Blackwell's definitely having a crack. That's his 6th possession already this quarter, and he is finding lots of the ball. Just needs a few teammates to come with him.
Charlie's Bullfrog.
Charlie Dean off half-back. There he is, the Bullfrog, trying to win the football. He's maybe not the quickest of players, and he really intensely going into the footy, though.
Maybe we need to set up a little half-time sprint between you and him, Peach.
I reckon I could do him in the Blunnies. It's been now one out by Penny. Penny turns it around. That's a good kick from Penny.
Young Tyler Leadham's down. He copped a knock then in south forward line. He's just getting up. He's a little bit groggy. He's been good so far this game, so hopefully he's okay for South.
Walters' kick was inaccurate. He's found Plummer, who's gone a short option. It's not a bad one as well from Plummer. Wobbly little pass here. Walters is there first. Now it's on towards Hazel.
Oh, Blackwell, great tackle. He is giving everything today.
Well, he's got to do everything, doesn't he, at the moment, because just doesn't have as much support from his teammates, and that's a ferocious tackle. The ball goes out towards half forward, and it might just find the fence, and it finds the boundary line.
Six minutes to go in the quarter.
Hopefully we don't see a repeat of Fingal from many years ago. We don't want to mention too much about the grand final, but 0-0.
It's an Australian record.
Happy to continue talking about it, Peach.
That's the wettest this ground's ever been, isn't it? That'd be the most water on this football ground.
You'd think so.
That's probably the most water on this ground compared to when this was a swamp. So
still referred to as a swamp.
It is a swamp.
Some visiting teams.
I am a swampy too, although I'm moving out of the swamp in a couple of weeks.
Out to Rilbia?
No, I can't afford. I'm only up to West Lonia. I'm up just above the smog line.
Don't say only. I reckon anyone with a house at the moment, it's hard going. But we're here to talk about the footy.
Yeah, it's been done by Dean again. He gets it up towards half forward.
Wonderful
Racing
work by Leadham.
Leadham decides to handball. There's Blackwell again. What a game he's having.
And look at the space out on the wing. He's going to get his own ball here. No, he's holding back.
He's going to have to then contend with Pickering.
There it is again.
Downfield.
A little unlucky because Blackwell's going to take that mark. It's now in the hands of Leadham.
It's just those silly indiscretions that can cost you in games.
Misses it. Walters runs out. He's been fantastic in defence as well. Can Tamar mount something in this quarter? Berwick there first. He's got to get around one. He does cruise around Marshall quite easily. Over the top handball to Singline. Singline just a little uncomposed. Plummer though isn't. Oh, has a little dance. Then releases the ball with his right boot in towards the pocket. It's nearly been marked there by Sampson. He couldn't get it. Racing over the back was Walters.
Well done.
He's cleared it.
Well done to Walters. Keep your feet in the contest, and he was the first one to recover. Well done.
It really is, actually, in many ways, a pretty even game. It's just the ability for South to be effective at scoring, and Tamar's inability to really get it past halfway.
Unfortunately for Tamar, most of their clear possessions are off half-back, and they don't have anything to kick it to.
And even if we look at now, there's limited options for Tamar as they're certainly trying to hold the score a little bit at the moment. Just shoved, who's been picking up the ball was Jesse Walters. And there's that example from Wilders. The quick kick comes out from Tamar. That's going to be a great tackle, but somehow managed to get his boot to the foot.
Here they go. Here's an opportunity.
I reckon he kicked that on his knee. So the umpire said that's holding the football. So it's Kay. deserved that one. Now can Tamar set something up?
I actually would have liked just seen young Jack Blackwell push forward then to give him an option. I know he's done a lot of work already in the quarter.
Good by Thompson.
Just to get him up there to give him that option. Him and Duffy just to push a little bit forward. Plenty of space.
Bartlett holding the ball up. Bashing into that one was Marshall, so he must be a little better again now, Marshall. Tamar just pressing here a little bit. They need just to find the ball to bounce maybe one of their way.
He's done that, Tommy Blackwell.
He's got 3 dogs to beat. You can't beat that many. Where's the support from his teammates?
No, a bit of confusion here with the umpires. What are they paying?
They're actually swapped positions. What's going on there?
No surprise to see young Tommy Blackwell at the bottom of the pack. Bottom age boy, but still loves the grind.
So the ball's been just bobbling forward. Handball by Chappell. Run from Pickering. And a diving mark taken. So Tamar have been good. Couple of minutes here. They are trying to maintain possession too by the look of it. Try and find. They're going very wide for their possessions, which isn't necessarily gaining a lot of meterage. Now they're going to launch in the forward 50. The first time in the quarter, I thought for a second Bartlett was going to try and get it. Now it's one out of the pack by Billington. He can't continue to solve the footy. They're 2 better players. Duffy through his hands. Quickly kicked up by Wright. Spills out of his hands. Now it's been won by Garwood. And that's a little bit of smarts from Berwick. What a player he is. And gets it up towards half forward to one of the goal kickers, but a bit too strong.
That's high.
He's
missed
there.
that one.
Bullfrog earned one there.
Pay it as you see it. Well done.
So
look at the run out the wing. There we go.
They're lining up here. Off half back is Pickering. Towards half forward, there's a runner on the outside. Didn't go to him. Now comes back again. Help support here from Thompson. Once again, look at how many dog players he has to beat. Finally, there's Billington with a mop. And Billington's been called holding the football.
So we've got 90 seconds left in the half. Can Tamar put a score on the board?
Let's hope for their sake. Dancing around is Taylor. Pressure from Parry. He's just looking behind himself, just wondering when he was going to get a teammate a handball. That's high. There's a third umpire over there just to give him some advice on the boundary line. Taking a little while to get up here.
Milking time.
Yeah, it was a reasonable head. His head did thump into the turf. It's pretty hard out there too.
Do we have the concussion test in under 12s?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. We've all got to do the concussion test. I reckon we had one in the first game too. So Tamar.
Yeah, that was a nasty head clash.
Yeah, that was a brutal one. Plummer, clever from Plummer, just composed, and he found a teammate.
There's been the switch from Plummer from full forward or centre half forward down back just to steady the ship, I reckon, in the last part of this second quarter.
So 20 seconds for Tamar to launch one up towards their goals. They're going to have to get a bit of a wriggle on. That's a good lead coming out. So what can Wells do? He probably just puts a little too high, and that's not going to advantage his teammate, but nearly chicken off was Kay. There's Cotton. Good battle from him. Got some pressure applied from Kay, who just dropped the mark, and there's the siren. It's halftime. So South Launceston 3-4-22. And the Tamar Demons yet to register a score, but it was still a pretty competitive quarter. Leading with a goal, Charlie Dean with a goal, and Angus Clark as well bobbed up and kicked one from a set shot. And maybe some stats and some comments first from you. We'll go to you, Worm, first, or you're getting some stats. Maybe Wilders, your thoughts on that first half?
Look, again, it was Tamar tried to throw it at them, but to South's credit, they certainly held up defensively. I think it's just a case of Tamar have to deny South the ball. Once they've got the ball winners in Duffy and Blackwell getting it, they just need to maintain possession so that the halfbackers and centre line of South doesn't intercept and then run it forward themselves.
Yeah, they'll set up well behind play, weren't they, South, but also effective going forward. Some stats from you, Worm.
Oh, look, Blackwell was dominant in that quarter. 4 handballs, 7 kicks, a few marks, some tackles, freeze 4. He's really setting the standard for Tamar. They would love to get a few boys following his lead. Sansom a little bit quiet in that quarter, only 3 or 4 touches. So, but South definitely had the ascendancy inside 50s, running at 30% efficiency goals to inside 50. So that they picked up that from the first quarter. Tamar would love to hit the scoreboard just to get a little bit of confidence for the second half. It's going to be interesting to see if Lee throws the magnets around or whether he's happy to continue to run and with what he's got and see what happens.
And not to be unfair on Tamar, but the magnets, there's five or six star players. So he's got to work out where he finds them to be effective, but also
load up.
Where he
load up.
It's a grand final. There's no next week. They've got to hit the scoreboard. So I'm with Will now. I'm loading up in this second half. I think they've done well.
Duffy, do you keep Duffy on the ball, or do you maybe throw Duffy a little bit forward?
Duff's my man to throw forward.
Yep.
I'd be keeping Blackwell on the ball. He's just absolutely dominating.
Yep.
But get Duffy forward.
I think the thing about Blackwell, one of the strongest players on the ground. We might take a break here on Duff TV, and we've got a second half action here in the Div 1 12 grand final. At the moment, it's South Launceston 3-4-22 to the Tamar Valley Demons, yet to score. He knew exactly what he's doing. He snuck into the hole and he'll have a shot on goal himself.
Well done to all those South Launceston forwards, because they ran back, created the space of which Dean has just snuck.
Leedham runs into an open goal, and the Dogs have their second.
They have goal scorers everywhere, South Launceston. You've just mentioned Leedham, Angus Clark, Lennox Hazel, Harry Taylor. All these boys have all kicked 20.
He finds a very high number of Charlie Baker. Baker's ball goes up a little bit further, looking for Leedham. The goal kicker. He pops the ball onto the turf. He's going to get to about 60 metres. The kick just missed its mark. It's over towards Walters. He's going to be calm here, Walters. Maybe get a little bit of a block from his teammate in Parry. But unfortunately, the pressure was too much, and Leedham's got it again.
7 metre kick there.
Well, Leedham's shot on goal. It's marked in the goal square by Clark. And he looks like a forward, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just mentioned about Clark being a goal kicker. He definitely looks like a forward. Loves to get his hands on the ball.
Gee,
very good nickname on Clark.
Well, let's roll.
Commonly known as the Bullfrog.
Well, the Bullfrog stopped it.
2 inside 50.
A bad one as well from Plummer. Wobbly little pass here. Walters is there first. Now it's on towards Hazel.
Blackwell, great tackle. He is giving the house at the moment. It's hard going, but we're here to talk about the footy.
Yeah, it's been done by Dean again. He gets it up towards half forward.
Wonderful
Racing
work by Leedham.
Leedham decides to handball. There's Blackwell again. What a game he's having.
And look at the space out on the wing. He's going to get his own ball here. No, he's holding back.
He's going to have to then contend with Picker. So second half action here, Peach, Wilders and Worm. It sounds like a weird folk band, to be honest.
Sounds like a great folk band.
Yeah. Glam folk, glam rock.
What instrument would you be playing, Peach?
I'd always thought myself as a keen bass player.
I'm a bit of a mandolin doer myself.
Yeah, okay.
I'm happy to be the lead man out.
Where does a mandolin fit into a folk?
We'll find somewhere. Don't worry
Okay.
about that.
All right, so it's South Lonnie with the lead in this game. Let's see what Blackwell's done as
Just
the
noticing Tamar's midfield is still Blackwell, Duffy, Wright and Tommy Blackwell. So they've got their ball movers inside.
The umpire nearly getting in the way of that football too, the boundary and the midfield umpire. And he's slung down Plummer as he got the kick. And it's just rushed through for a minor score. So we chatted off air about what Tamar need to do. We think they need to roll the dice here, find some numbers, get their better players on the football. So Blackwell would be one of those. Walters has been absolutely magnificent down in defence today. And he's going to have to load this one up towards Duffy. He nearly gets his fingers onto it. And there's some port coming in from Wells. It's been one out a little bit too easy. Still good work here by Tamar. Bullocking work by Billington. Liked his game so far today. Really aggressive footballer. Unfortunately, though, it's Jackson Berwick who's just cruising around off half-back and playing that centre half-back role.
Spot-up kick.
Sampson's got it. Chip kick from him and Blackwell in defence. One of his few mistakes. Probably the area he could improve a little bit too, Sampson. An area that Blackwell and Duffy don't need to improve as they're both elite kicks for this age. It's spilt out of the hands of Richardson. Now it's been rushed through and won by Wells. Wells's kick didn't really feature or advantage his teammate. Berwick with a quick kick up towards half back. Blackwell, Duffy. We're going to call a lot of those names. Duffy juggles it. He has a bit of pressure applied by Chappell. Still managed to get that ball up. Need it bouncy. He needs something to do the Demons. A bump off the ball and knocking Bartlett off the football. And now we're down on the ground.
Just noticing the South defenders are setting up absolutely beautifully, both positionally on the ground, but also set up a couple of metres in front of their men, ready to react first.
They're also on the attacking side of their player too. So.
Duffy. Is that Duffy again from the ruck?
So here's an opportunity now for Tamar. The ball should fall free. It's been dribbled forward by Wells. Get it off the ground, Wells. He keeps it inside play. He's in a phone move. Snap on goal. Misses to the right. He's juggled it, then he needed to be clean.
But they have scored.
Well, they have. They haven't done a finger. Must be action stations here because Worm's taking his jumper off. He's getting excited. It's warming up as Demons have gone forward with a little bit of authority.
Might be that track pant and Ugg boot combo he's got running at the moment.
That's a lovely mark taken by Pickering in. Arms reaching up high in front of right. Pickering's going to go short. It's going to be chipped off here by Billington. He can quite hang on to the football. Charges it around again. The box kick up towards half forward. Good contest there. Richardson was good. And Duffy was better. Duffy's going to go wide. So, I mean, you can see Tamar. They're trying to keep possession of the football. They're doing the right thing.
Great football.
Blackwell, brilliant. Swings it in towards forward 50 and chipped off by Charlie Dean. We might see that one on the replay again, Jerry. The Blackwell spin.
Out in the full here.
Look at this from Blackwell. That's just magnificent.
Just moves
and you could see what he wanted to do with the kick, but
it
just went a little bit to the left. He just missed his mark, but it was just a beautiful bit of play. Duffy in the ruck. Sampson with him. Roving it down was right.
Here's a chance.
Bartlett's got
Players
it.
in the middle on a better angle, but he's turned his back here. That's the cardinal sin of a forward.
Yeah, don't turn your back. At least push back, but don't turn your back.
So here's that rush kick in. Chaos ball. So Bartlett in the pocket. He's going to have to turn it around. He's gone short. At the last minute, I don't even think his teammate knew he was going short. He was trying to hit up Wells, and he missed him. Still some pressure here. Garwood's going to get to it first. Now it's on towards Howard.
Look at the space out on the wing.
This
they
is
can
good.
get it moving.
Well, they managed to move that ball 30 metres without a kick. Clever. Garwood.
No options up forward, so he had to go on inboard.
Tamar have pushed some players up here. They've turned the momentum around. Duffy, and that's a throw.
They need to get value for their work rate though here.
So this is what hurts them. Pickering out wide, and the loop up, link up football from
Fly out on the wing.
That's a clever kick. But Tamar have numbers here. They can turn this over. It's a 4-on-1 contest. And that's what you got to do sometimes. A bit of billicking work. As he then rushes the ball out towards the boundary line. And in a senior game of footy, that'd be out deliberately, wouldn't it?
Umpires enjoy paying those runs.
They do, don't they?
They get very dramatic and theatrical. We love it.
Great contest then, Jack Penny.
Yeah,
Went hard.
Run by
well done.
Wright got it. Duffy taps it to himself. Looks back up. Can't get it again. Stays on his feet. He'll wait for the football. Taps it through. Can't get it. Cruising through was Berwick. Oh, Spilt just came straight off his knee. Now it's into the middle of the ground. Dangerous here. Sampson will get there first. He's got a couple of players further afield. Gets his bikes on it. I don't reckon we've seen one successful bounce in this ground today. We've seen one player touch
running at 6-0.
6-0, yeah. It's not used to the type of turf, the luscious turf here. Now it's driven. That's a pretty handy kick. Numbers here with South.
Get the handball across to Hazel. No, Blackwell. Well done. He's everywhere.
Brilliant by Blackwell.
They are bright boots by young Lennox Hazel there.
Just a shout out to the canteen here, the North Bonnie canteen. Chips and gravy. We just got a little order come through. The
Amazing.
Problem is, when do we get to eat them?
You'll probably hear them now.
Yeah, crunching in. There we go. Blackwell again.
Great commentary, Worm.
Hugh Parry. And now the kick comes up towards half forward. Lead him. He's got 3 to beat. Can't beat 3. Swung out by Walter. It's a dangerous kick, though.
Howard.
And young Howard's got it, 35.
Look to give it off here. Here he goes.
Well, that's
forward
poor.
movement. Oh, play on.
They spilt the mark. So one into the ground. They missed an opportunity. Blackwell now has absolutely no one to kick it to. So he's going to just bash it up towards half forward. And hopefully via a foot race, one of his teammates may be able to get to the football, but it's not the case. Berwick misses it. In fact, that's not Berwick. That might have been Singline. Down to the ground. Done well here, Tamar, just to hold this ball at half forward. And Blackwell tracking again. Back. Wow. No one to go to. He's got a player in the middle. Screaming out the football was Walters. But
what's a stats count on Blackwell's first quarter, Will?
4 kicks, 1 hand pass, 1 mark. He's really continuing on with that excellent first half performance.
So the numbers with Tamar around this contest.
Duffy.
Duffy's really turned this around. Billington, the awkward check side kick.
To give that ball to a teammate rather than just put it on the boot.
Yeah, here he is. Our man. What a pickup.
Clark, under pressure, kicks the ball high.
I love a bit of candy being sold.
He's trying to get it up to Freeland in there first. Big call of ball, didn't win it.
Lennox again. He's had plenty of it.
Leadham, who have a shot here.
Snaps it around the corner, and Leadham's got a goal.
That was all through work rate from started with Clark on centre wing all the way into 50. Just weight of numbers carrying through, and ends up with a shot on goal from Leadham.
And
beautiful.
And the second goal for Leadham as well. Look at this, 3 players could have raffled this one. And in the end, Leadham actually looked to go inboard and realised he had plenty of space, turned around, kicked the goal.
Had a nice little bit of curve on that kick too, just to bring it back from the top of the square. Good forward craft. There are a few of the boys out in the stands, just having a kick to kick. Not allowed on the ground today, Pete, for a kick to kick, the boys.
Yeah, I think the 2 of the junior comps in Tassie have kept one of the COVID rules, which is no one on the ground. More because pesky parents coming into the huddle. Less so the kids having a kick of the footy, I think. But
the irony of a couple of thousand running on after the AFL game last Sunday, though.
It is a bizarre thing. I've been to a few test matches overseas, and I went to a test match in Christchurch, and at lunch, all the fans get to walk onto the ground and view the pitch.
Really?
Yeah. So that's something that they do in the cricket grounds in New Zealand. I thought it was a nice touch, and at the moment that's a nice touch.
Here's your man, Worm.
There he is.
Turned his back again, though.
I think he just wants another goal. Well, he wants a goal. First shot.
You got the tall timber back on the line, though, Tamar.
Has he got the distance, Worm?
Just. Thanks, Worm.
Oh, it's touch and go. No, it's tapped through from behind.
Will just be short.
Enthusiastic punter there in the crowd. Sometimes we have the effects mic a little bit too close to a Muppet.
We do today.
Over the years, we've had to actually send someone out of we've sent Jerry from who's on our pots and pans to run out and actually rope off an area. But we're in the grandstand today.
Someone's down there in the forward pocket. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. You keep calling the game, Peach, and I'll keep an eye, but he doesn't look good.
Singline's got the football. He kicks it up towards half forward.
Blackwell's knocked that out, so hopefully...
What's the assessment?
Well,
he's up now.
You know me, with injuries, I've had them all, so let's have a look and see. He looks okay now. Just trying to see who that is.
Seen you break your leg, hurt your elbow and get a bruised eye all in the one contest. 5 seconds later, you're up bouncing around.
Didn't get the free.
So ball works back in again. Tamar holding on, but it could be another one from Sampson. Now the pack. Great goal.
There he is, the best and fairest winner. Loves a goal. And he's done a really, really good job there. I tell you what, it's getting away from Tamar at the moment.
South just continue to put the foot to the floor. They've just got ball winners across every line, and Tamar are really struggling to keep the ball in hand for themselves.
Just trying to gauge who that is coming off. He doesn't look well.
See some frantic movement on the Tamar magnet board down on the bench. Coach Blackwell just trying to work out what he can do to stem the flow and score some goals himself.
So we're away here.
Inside 50 to Tamar. Here's a chance. Here we go.
Oh, he nearly had the footy. Running on the outside was Bartlett. Still got to stay on your feet though. Bartlett looked really impressive on the outside there. Knocked forward by Blackwell. That's of the Tom variety. And a boundary throw in and just, he shoved him over the boundary line, then Blackwell, and then said sorry. Right in front of the umpire. We've got to throw up here. So Duffy in the ruck. Where's someone to pinch one out of the ruck? Who can do it?
Here it is.
There it is. Bartlett snaps it on towards goal. It might be a chance from Mark. Brilliant.
Strong in defence.
Yeah, well done. South Launceston players playing in front. That's what we teach them.
But they're out here south. They get this ball over the top fairly quickly. They have got their runners. But after that, it probably stops. So the ball's loose out towards Baker. Pressure now from Thompson.
Arlo Marshall, number 20 for Tamar's, pushing across to fill in the hole.
Did a good job then, Tamar, because for a moment, South were away. Once again, nearly every fan here at the moment standing
hanging on the fence. That's how packed in we are. No seats left.
No seats apart from...
Pan down a little bit lower.
From the, yeah.
There are a few actually in the Carlton draft stand, or whatever that one's called these days. Sampson always looks for space. Unselfish.
Here we go. Oh,
with a handball.
So it hasn't gotten the running bounce.
Oh, lovely kick. Here we go.
Should be another one here for South Lonnie, but it's gone to the right, the missed opportunity.
You don't want to miss those ones in a grand final. They're the ones you celebrate hard. A couple of power-odes after the game.
So certainly becoming harder now for Tamar. Walters, his kick is missed the mark. Sampson also missed. He's got Duffy to compete with him. The ball's rushed inside the forward 50. Leadham's got the ball to track down. He was getting support from Cotton, but I think Cotton got in the way. Then Leadham then turns it around the corner. And the South supporters behind the goals cheer away.
3 goals to Leadham now?
Yep.
So tell you what, he'd be putting himself up there for... Is there a best on ground for under 12s? Don't think there is.
No.
We could award it though.
He'd be right up there, wouldn't he?
Pretty sure there's not. We better watch the presentation at the end.
Is there for age groups above?
No. I don't think they do a best on ground in the grand final. I'm pretty sure they don't.
It's a very, very
good opportunity.
Maybe good award to win one of those.
Maybe maybe I will watch the presentation. I might have that wrong. Duffy in the ruck. Blackwell
You'd be
gets
a bit
his
stiff
fist up.
Kicking 3 goals or more, Wilders, and not getting the best on ground award, wouldn't you?
The player who's probably charging towards him, even though he's probably going to be on the losing end, is Blackwell.
Absolutely.
Up towards half forward now.
He's slowed down just a little bit.
Wells.
In the second half here of this third quarter, Blackwell.
Clever handball out. Chappell gets to it first. Now he gets some...
There's another series.
Support from Bartlett, and the kick's missed its mark.
Plummer on the chest there. Great positioning.
Bomb out by Plummer. Baker had some pressure from Duffy. Duffy's going to have to race and chuck down this footy again.
He's stepped up this third quarter, hasn't he, Duffy?
Wells' kick is quick and not effective.
Gone.
That's going to be holding the football.
Bye, good night.
Behind you is Blackwell, who's done everything today, contested marks. The only thing he hasn't done is kicked a goal. And it's three-quarter time here. And South extended their lead. They had an opportunity, Tamar, to kick a couple of goals. They managed to score behind. But at this stage, South well on top and roaring towards a grand final in Division 1 under-12 boys. They're 6-7-43 to Tamar, just the one behind. And some thoughts firstly from you, Worm.
Look, obviously South have really, they've continued on. They're getting on top. It's sort of do or die now for Tamar. They've got to throw a few magnets around. We've spoken about it. I'm just not actually sure what other options they've got. Duffy and Blackwell are doing a phenomenal job in there, but there's just a few too many passengers, unfortunately. And South are set up structurally beautifully behind the ball. Really hard to penetrate. I'm not sure if I can see the Tamar boys coming back from here.
I can. Is it going to happen? Tamar will win from here.
There you go. We'll see who knows more about football then.
I can see Coach Blackwell down there.
He might put the boots on.
Yep. I think that might happen. Tamar to win from this position.
All right.
That's my call.
We've heard both extreme ends of the spectrum, and it's probably a little bit describes the two of you. So we'll have a break here on Tough TV, and we'll be back for the last quarter of the Division 1 Grand Final here. NTJFA action.
This program brought to you by IGA, where the locals matter.
Now, Wilders, coming into the last quarter, you ducked down then. I saw you down in the coffee van getting your caramel decaf mocha, but you're listening to the coaches. What did you hear from both the coaches?
Both sets of coaches were relatively calm. Obviously, Dean and Plummer were just saying to their troops, you've got one more to go for the perfect season. Let's just continue to do as we have done across the course of the year. Coach Blackwell for Tamar, in a very calm way, just put it on them, said, right, give it a crack. We've got 15 minutes to finish our season. Let's really take it up to them. So it'd be good to see what happens.
Well, Duffy gets it out straight away. And I know you did a very good job, Wilders, to get back up. Luckily, there's because I know you don't take the lift.
Interestingly, there's a bit of drizzle out there. Might just dampen it for the last quarter. Might bring Tamar back into the game.
Was it a 5% chance of rain today? So we'll have to just check. I don't actually use Bomb. I always go by Dave Moore's Facebook page to get the weather update. So to get Foz in the commentary actually for the juniors one day. He's always busy doing TSL. Out wide now, Howard. He looks up and suddenly realised he had a little bit of real estate and plenty of time to get the ball up towards one of his teammates. Chipping it through the pack was Penny. Rush ball comes out, so Tamar need to get a score really early here just to give them some belief, some sort of thought that they can find a way. Because I reckon with South Lonnie doing a whole training session before the game, they may run out of legs here. Chappell's kick is good. Howard juggles the football. Then he handballs the ball over the top. In there is Duffy. Now it's the back of the pack. It's picked up by Singline. He got his head ripped off. Tamar pushing hard, but the class at the moment staying with South Launceston. Davey moves it further afield. Hazel now gets his head down. Ducks his head.
Right. Dropped into the bread basket.
Clark misses it. Clark then still gets it up towards half forward. It's been spilt though by Cottam. Had a really good opportunity, but doesn't matter. Leadham sneaks out of the pack.
He's got it.
I think for a second, I don't know if it was Singline there. He was about to mark it, and then he realised, hang on, it's going through for a goal.
So interestingly, for all of South Launceston's bigger players up forward, it's the two little guys in Hazel and Leadham that have caused the most problems for Tamar.
They've been the most damaging. They've been quick, beautiful delivery into the 50, and Leadham finishing those goals has been great. Well, I've actually seen a guy mark a ball like that on the line after a guy was lining up for his 19th in a game, and he marked it on the line.
Did you see the footage last week of the TSL of
yes, Jake Hines.
Jakey Hines in the goal square? I actually thought that looked ridiculous, but
it was quite funny.
It was amusing. It was hugely amusing.
Surely he had his 30 seconds.
Yeah,
they needed a bit of music over the top just to make it a bit of a comedy.
I counted
a bit of that Titanic music.
I counted 40 seconds, but the umpire blew the whistle. He didn't blew time off. It was very strange. This is nice from Tamar.
Tommy Blackwell
Gets the ball up further forward.
Oh, that's high.
Wells had his scon taken off.
You've got to move now, Tamar. You've got to move
create
forward.
the space.
Sloppy from Cottam. Lots of leads from the Demons.
South have set up beautifully behind the ball. Just that one kick.
Well, Charlie Dean was there, but they all fell to the ground, and at the bottom of the pack was Hazel.
Again.
He gets the ball out. Swung out again by Singline, who's now playing off halfback. Duffy says, no way here. Sonny Jim gets it up towards the pocket. Can the Demons get one on the board early in this last quarter?
He dropped it.
I reckon there's a little scrag off the football. I actually think Walters was held without the ball, and it's going to be a hold-up. So Tamar pressing.
Great football, boys.
Not in the Duff playground, he says.
Big tap forward here. Big fist forward.
A lot of players around this pack. He's actually tried to tap it back.
There it is.
Duff
to Blackwell.
Spilled it. Gets it back again. Tries to get the handball away. Dragged to the ground. The umpire said that was okay. Sneaky ball comes out. High one. That's going to have to be taken.
Leadham.
And
he's going to have a shot from 120.
Go for 5.
And Leadham juggles the ball over the boundary line.
I'd love to see Blackwell burst through the contest here. He's done it against us, Will. Here we go.
Good inside.
There he is, Blackwell. He does exactly that. Holds it with one hand. Michael Jordan stop. Bangs it up. Oh, he's dropped the mark. In the bread basket was Kay. And the ball's going to probably be held up here 15 metres out. No, it's still alive. The umpire says play on. Does Archer get a chance? Blackwell swings.
Oh,
he's thrown to the ground.
Well, Blackwell was put on the turf. Now Claridge and Tamar have had a bit of play here.
I wouldn't mind seeing Tamar set up behind the ball here. Just
they're
to
all
keep it in.
inside 50 here.
So, yeah, quick kick coming out. They'll be in trouble here, Tamar.
A couple of goalkeepers on the line for South.
Plummer, Blackwell, Duffy. Those players have had a stack of the football.
Here we go. A bit of space out on the forward flank.
Hazel's had a lot of it as well. First to it is Thompson. Taps it to himself, can't get it, and it's won by Howard. Reaches down, can't pick it up. Still some pressure by Thompson. And they've managed to work that about 50 metres without a kick, and now it finally comes, but there's no one further up.
Both teams just struggling to move across the ground now late in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely tiring.
Howard misses it. Again, the energy level's just starting to wane. Parry. Leadham, the goal kicker, and he gets a little 1-2. And then there's a rush ball inside the forward 50. It's been missed by Billington, but then regained again. And
centering ball's an interesting kick here.
He's done that a lot. Chipping it off, coming through as Baker. Oh, when he went to pass it.
He's missed.
I think he went to pass it.
They're the sort of ones you get ribbed about later in the day.
So Charlie Baker running into a goal. I thought he went to bounce, and then he went to pass, and then he went to shoot it.
Oh, it was a definite shot on goal there, Pete.
Hit the post, was it?
Yeah, hit the post.
Just shaded the padding, I'd say.
Take some grass, son. Go.
So Duffy out of half back.
Oh,
unlucky the ball.
Can't kick it to this bloke.
Samson's
He's got the distance here.
He has got a booming kick.
Here he goes.
Lines it up on his left. High ball inside forward.
Where's
50.
Leadham?
Duffy at the back, gets around one, then a little side step and gets it out towards half back for his team. First on towards Howard. Pressure applied by Walters. Gets it back again. Hazel with a quick kick.
Great
Plummer.
kick.
Plummer now runs to 45. Gets some pressure applied. High ball up and jumping over the top is Garwood.
It's a great mark. He's looking off already here.
Second shot for Garwood on goal.
Leadham's coming off. He's done his job.
So Garwood in the pocket. It's fading across the face. Still a chance though. Numbers here with the Demons, but it just needed to be a little bit clever. Clark.
Oh, almost very inventive there.
Clark.
I'd feel a little bit stiff if I was Leadham. He's kicked 4. He's come off the bench in junk time. I'd be wanting to be on there and try and snag a few more.
Decent effort.
Just a rotational manoeuvre, I think.
So Clark kicked the first goal of the game, and he's nearly onto another one there. They've gone the barrel. Plummer up first. Walters charging through. I should say right charging through. There's Walters.
The forwards for Tamar just at the other end of the ground looking a little disinterested at the moment.
Well, they're not doing handstands and picking at the grass, which you sometimes see in the under-10s.
No, one of them's got the phone out taking selfies at UTAS on the grass.
I think he's sending a Snapchat out there, Wilders.
At way out wing.
Do you have Snapchat at way out wing, do you?
I don't know what
maybe we do.
TikTok.
We've got everything else.
Walters has his hair messed up. And a free kick here.
I wonder how many of these boys go and do the pre-grand final haircut at the barber. I'd be interested. There's a few good mullets running around, and I wouldn't mind seeing the Tamar mullets against the Longford mullets.
Singline with a chance, yeah.
Quality there.
There's actually just some good long hair, Billington in particular.
Yeah, it's wavy, it's good. It's back in, isn't it? It's in vogue.
Keep listening to Way Out in the Wing. We will present our all-mullet team for 2020.
Speaking of, Tommy Blackwell.
Yeah, there's a handball slung over the top by Chappell.
Gone.
Round one.
Trying to break 2. That's holding the ball.
Berwick. Howard danced around 1. Pressure applied to Howard as he was kicking the football. It just meant it went a bit skew with.
Well done. Who was that with the punch from behind there, Duff? That was a great contest.
Out of bounds.
Exactly what you want from your defender. Caught behind, he's got the punch in. Oh,
yeah,
who else?
Duffy,
of course.
Still in that forward pocket. Hasn't moved for a little while. Sampson off the ground. And just runs out near Baker.
It's been a little bit quiet today, Sansom. Probably not his best game for the year, but they've had some even contributors.
Played his role nicely, though.
Absolutely.
Played his role.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's played a bit of loose off half back at times, hasn't he? Which meant he's got some uncontested ball. I think sometimes he looks better when he's into it.
That's
high
a
ball.
big kick.
Over the top of Plummer's
Better
head.
than I can kick it.
Then he goes back. It's into Singline. He tries to find Howard. Blackwell, round 1, round 2. Can he get around a third? He decides to bash it on the boot. Didn't. Free for his teammate. And taken by Richardson.
Look sideways.
Well, he's looking for a handball.
And, well done.
Great
great.
movement.
Yeah, great
Plummer.
Chappell, high. Can't be got. Hazel, good handball out. Running from Singline.
Lead him.
In
he's on the
front
bench.
was Walters. Off the ground, it should go
Still
through
in.
from behind.
Oh.
Yes, it does. And the padding was in a bit of trouble there as well. So nearly 10 minutes gone in 15-minute flat quarters here in the Div 1 Grand Final.
Still reckon Tamar an opportunity here to go bang, 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 bang. Get it done.
Not if you go by the Lee Matthews book of goals per minutes left.
Duffy competing hard.
Haven't heard that one.
Charlie Dean, and Duffy wins it. And then he's got it out
Here we
wide.
go. Here we go.
Yes.
Now-
PJ, you've got to move, PJ.
Yeah, Dolly needs to get on his bike, and he's not.
Oh, he's gone to himself.
Chase. Kick the goal, son.
Running into an open goal, he's faded across. What was PJ doing?
I would have liked to have seen PJ go towards the goal square for the easy
He
handover.
got hungry. His eyes lit up and thought, I want to get a back. Run receive here.
Look at the little cheeky hand pass.
And it bounced nicely too.
Yeah,
Just didn't get the spin. Kicked it the wrong
It
way.
was
not his
Wrong
first
side of
rodeo.
football.
That wasn't too bad. Plummer hasn't been in defence too often taking marks. He's got Blackwell on him. Geez, he's covered some ground, Blackwell.
GPS stats have got him at 9.3 Ks.
Cotton. Bash and crash
contest.
stuff. Well done by Bartlett. He's had a really
Oh.
good game. Hazel, and the whistle's blown.
Other way.
Tamar free. Well, could be 50.
I don't reckon he heard. I reckon he thought it might have been an advantage played, so a free
You
kick
make
here.
it interesting. You pay the 50 there.
Blackwell goes short to Blackwell.
Why not? Don't want
Looked like
your big
well
brother
called,
at home.
coach.
Looked
Well called.
looked like he was about to play on. That's a beautiful drop punt, but it's, well, I was going to say it's not going to favour his teammate, but the last minute it faded nicely into his hands.
Oh, didn't have it, umpire.
Oh,
No,
Bit of a
play
clash.
on.
No.
oh, great tackle.
Well done, Bartlett.
Great tackle there by Bartlett.
Tristan Walters is a bit
Walters
sore
down
too.
here.
Yeah, he's a bit sore.
No, Bartlett.
He might have done a worm and done his knee.
He'd want to get up because this is their chance for a goal and there's 3 minutes left. So I'd be telling him to
Just
maybe
get to the
just
other side of that white
yeah.
line.
Yeah, he got bashed into the side of the knee.
This isn't a result of the extended warm-up. He's not cramping up, is he?
Well,
Have a look
no,
here.
he copped one in the side.
contest here. Bang.
Yeah, see that?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's
That's
just.
on the right knee.
I think it's the knock.
Just a little medial there, maybe.
I think
it's not
a-
good. You hope nothing too serious for the young fella so early on in his football career.
So Bartlett's
You
got
go
the ball
down
in his
for
hands.
Swim.
He's going to go to the pocket.
Oh, didn't have it.
I'm not sure.
Lead him.
I'm not
Right.
really sure what Jackie Wright was doing there, but it wasn't effective, and it's given away a free kick to Leadham, who's
Leadham might have transitioned into the back pocket.
down
here.
right. Over the back of the pack was Walters. He then gets on his knees and neutralises the footy.
Tommy Blackwell at the bottom of the pack. He's been doing that all day.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice perm he's got going there as well.
Did you ever run with the perm, Pooch?
No, I did have a very...
Rubbish.
I had a tiny mullet, like a mini mullet, for up until grade 10, and I realised none of the girls were talking to me, so I decided to get rid of it.
Have we got any photos of
I
that,
did,
Pete?
and I had my hair. Yeah, got one. I had my hair cut and it made no difference.
Here's Bartlett again. He's a bit closer in.
inboard.
I really hope he
got
kicks
men
it. He's
inboard.
called it. He's called it.
He's going.
He's going for it.
Oh,
It's on
no.
my boot, boys.
My right
I'll
hand's-
win it for it.
I'm swinging this one home.
I am right behind this.
It's a tough shot. It's coming back. It's coming back. Yes.
Duffy. Duffy.
And if anyone deserves to take a mark and kick a goal for Tamar Demons, it's Duffy.
Now, you'd only hope that he puts it on top of the grandstand here.
Is there a spare ball? Oh, there is a spare ball.
Well done.
There it is. Well done to Tamar.
Here they
Good
come, Wilders.
celebrations.
Here they
This is
come.
90 seconds left. What do they need? 9 goals. 10 seconds out of the middle.
So without...
Well, the way Blackwell's been playing today, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a quick kick out. I'd be having Duffy at centre half forward. I'd leave him right there. Maybe throw PJ Dooley into the ruck. Swap him and Duffy. I'd have Blackwell kick out to
This
Duffy.
is where you actually start the defenders at the top of 50 and just get them to charge forward.
Well, amongst all that shenanigans, Michael Maney's wandered in. G'day, Jim,
Wondering
Michael.
what the hell he's walked into.
And he's walked into U2 absolutely blabbering. He's probably hoping U2 aren't doing special comments for the next game. There's Duffy on screen, who just kicked that last goal. What a game he's had. Would be 25 plus possessions, Unfortunately,
30 seconds to go, Peach.
South have had too much. Sampson back in the ruck, the winner of the BNF. It's been knocked out towards Garwood. Sampson continues up. Here's
well
good work.
Here it is.
Then he gets to 45. Can his left boot do the work? Drives it towards goal. It's nearly been marked in the goal square. Snap over the back by Freeland.
Great defensive
And
work.
Freeland missed his opportunity.
Blackwell.
Dean misses it. They clear for now. And Howard's got it. Howard in the pocket.
Stroke of the siren.
And And there it is. South have got 2. Their second premiership in the under-12s. They got the Div 2. And now they've won the Division 1 Grand Final. Duffy with a late goal in the final score. South Launceston 7-12-54. And the Tamar Demons 1-8 with a late Duffy goal. 4 goals to Tyler Leadham and singles to Dean, Clark and Sampson. And as we mentioned, Duffy with that late goal. And some last final words before we have the presentations. We'll firstly go to you, Worm.
Oh, look, well deserved by South Launceston. They've been the dominant team all year. They were the dominant team today. I thought a few of those Tamar boys, obviously we mentioned them, Duffy and Blackwell, were phenomenal. But look, South deserved the grand final and the win. And yeah, well done to that team.
Yeah, good example of a competent team with Plummer and Dean, experienced coaches, got them well oiled. Your thoughts from you, Wilders, before we sign off?
Yeah, look, it caps the perfect season for them. Very few teams are able to go through the season undefeated and win a grand final. So it's a credit to those young players. And as I said at the end of the last game, there's some terrific young boys out there, and I cannot wait to see where they take their football over the next few years and then into senior football.
Yeah, absolutely. Who would you give your best on ground to, Wilders, if we were doing?
Leadham kicked 4, but across the course of the game, I reckon our man in the boots, Lennox Hazel,
Yeah.
I think he was all across the ground.
Yeah.
And his
I
possessions
agree.
were more effective as well, in more
Absolutely.
dangerous
And
positions.
he probably fed Leadham 2 or 3 of those
Yep.
goals as
Absolutely.
well. So,
Yeah.
and the bright boots.
He kicked
definitely
1 or 2
helped.
himself too, did he not?
He
Hazel?
got 1.
Yeah, well, that just caps it for me, I think.
Actually,
yeah.
no, he missed his goal. Sorry, he didn't
Missed
get a
his goal.
Yeah,
I'd still give it to him.
Yep.
yeah, I agree. Hazel for me.
Not to discredit the work of the on-ball brigade of Tamar in Duffy, Blackwell, and Wright. They were
Phenomenal.
terrific, but big ground, 4-quarter effort, it wasn't quite enough.
We'll just mention a few of the better players for Tamar. Tristan Walters down back, fantastic. Ryder was quite good. Penny, I mean, they had a bunch of good players. Kay got involved in that last quarter. Billington, Tommy Blackwell was great. As we mentioned, Duffy, the captain. Jack Blackwell was the highest possession winner on the ground. Had a terrific
What
game.
did he end up with,
Jack Wright.
possession-wise?
He would have been.
31,
It'd be in the 30s, I reckon.
So Tamar's top end were elite. They didn't quite have the depth, and we'll hear the song from South. Great rendition there. We're going to have a break here on Duff TV. We'll have all the presentations. And we've got the 14 Div 2 boys. Scottsdale versus Launceston. Expect this one to be an absolute rip snorter. We've had a close one. We've had a blowout. We've got a big under-14 game with Michael Maney joining us in the commentary position. Thanks to Worm and Wilders. We'll be back in a few moments.
Well done, Peach.
Thanks, Peach.
Great game, guys. Well done. Congratulations to South. You've been the form team all year and you really showed it today. To Tamar, well done, guys. That's a great effort. Just to tell you that you're the first regional team to play in the Division 1 Grand Final that we know of. All right? And I think that's pretty right. So that's a great effort. And not only that, you went from Division 2 up to Division 1, and that's a great effort. So to the coaching staff and Phil and everybody from Tamar, well done. Congratulations. Before we present the premiership medallions and things, we want to do the B&F for the under 12 Division 1. So the runner-up is Jack Blackwell from Tamar. Congratulations, mate. You want to say something? Sure? Say it, Jack. Jack. And the winner of the Division 1 Under 12 Best and Fairest is Ryan Sampson. Congratulations. Nice big trophy. Just a sec. There's a perpetual trophy. Would you like to say a few words? I reckon you do.
I would like to thank Tamar for the amazing game and everyone who came out to watch, and go boys.
Well done, Ryan. Great year. Get some photos. Just to shout out those who saw the B&F last night online, to the guys that did that, Windus and Worm, what a terrific presentation it was. So that was great fun. Well done, guys. Okay, just like to call upon Lee from Tamar to say a few words.
Thanks, Paul. Firstly, I'd like to thank South for the good game. You boys are a class act, and you've shown that all year. So well done on that. To our boys, we come from Div 2, all right. We only got the cattle we got. We got 20 players. That's it. All right, I'd be proud of yourselves, boys. For what we dished up there today, that's, yeah, top notch. So you didn't lay down. You had a crack to the last minute, so be proud of yourselves. Right, thank you.
Thanks, Lee. Well done. Great season. I think for the best on ground, this lad might have to go and get a truck to take his trophies home, I think, because best on ground is number 25, Ryan Sampson. Well done, Ryan. Great effort. You want to say some more words or not? he's worn out. Let's go some photos. Okay, now co-coaches Adrian Dean and Scott Plummer, if you'd like to come up. Who wants the microphone first?
Just like to congratulate Tamar. Great season. Well done coming up, as we said. Blackie, well done, mate. They got good work ethic. Didn't give up to the end, so that was phenomenal for you guys. So great season, boys. I know it's disappointing, but well done. Steakin, is that better? To these bunch of lads sitting here, and a truly amazing season, boys. It's just some of the football you guys have played, for us to be able to coach you the way we have. And some of the stuff we do at training, as you know, is taken from South Launceston Senior Club, with some of the stuff we can implement with yous. We said today, you deserved this, you delivered, and for those who are here today and might know, they've had 6 goals kicked against them for the whole season, so you've been phenomenal, lads, and you've earned this. Well done. And just in finishing, thinly veiled swipe, I just hope our runner was up to standards today for a certain club that's got issues with the way we use our runner. Well done, Danny. And I'd just like to wish Lee Blackwell a happy 40th for the day too, mate.
I think we should sing happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Poor old fella. Well done. Okay, so just going to present the first of all the ball. That ball. Premiership Shield. And the all-important flag. Well done, guys. And just go through the players.
Right, congratulations to our boys, and as Plum said, we've been very proud of you for your work throughout the whole season, because you've continued to listen and improve every week. And as Plum said, well done to the Tamar boys, a great effort today. Now, first player, number 2, Milo Cottam. Number 3, Tyler Leadham. Number 5, Charlie Dean. I'll just recognise Alex White, who usually plays every week, but he has another sport that he plays on Saturdays and couldn't play today because of that. So congratulations to Alex. Number 8, Phoenix Howard. Number 9, Lennox Hazel. Number 10, Jackson Berwick. Number 11, Sam Garwood. Number 12, Brylan Murfitt. Number 15, Ethan Chappell. Number 17, Angus Clark. Number 18, Lachlan Davey. Number 19, Casper Plummer. Number 20, Logan Richardson. Number 25, Ryan Sampson. Number 26, Spencer Hay. Number 36, Austin Freeland. Number 38, Harry Taylor. Number 39, Daniel Singline. Number 40, Charlie Baker. Last but not least, number 41, Harry Pickering. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Well done. Enjoy the day and enjoy the great atmosphere that's here today. For those people that, just a reminder that 2 things. Got great coffee happening and great chips with the North Launceston canteen at the far end of the stadium. And also, too, for anybody that's going home and still wants to enjoy the football over the next couple of days, if you go onto the Facebook site for the NTJFA, you'll see the live link, because our friends from Duff TV are doing a great job to commentate all the grand finals this weekend. So thanks, everybody.
Change, and they're going to have to try and win this game rather than just hold on.
Oh, the boots.
We usually look out for the hair, but it is the boots of the young kid. It is very bright orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Might end up giving me a migraine, I reckon, have a look at that for too long.
Here he goes again.
So
Lennox is getting plenty of the ball.
But his kick is really effective.
Sampson.
Now, Sampson's saying settle it down, but he's got a player running back in the goal square. And Sampson says, no, I'm going to have a shot. Well, I don't know, he's got the legs of this. He's 45 metres out when maybe 47 when he kicks it.
Ooh,
that's a wonderful kick. He's trying to find Dean, and Dean gets it. Maybe he tricked everyone then. He convinced everyone he was going to go back and have a shot on goal. and Dean knew exactly what he's doing. He snuck into the hole and he'll have a shot on goal himself.
Well done to all those South Launceston forwards, because they ran back, created the space of which Dean has just snuck.
Leedham runs into an open goal and the Dogs have their second.
They have goal scorers everywhere, South Launceston. You've just mentioned Leedham, Angus Clark, Lennox Hazel, Harry Taylor. All these boys have all kicked 20.
He finds a very high number of Charlie Baker. Baker's ball goes up a little bit further, looking for Leedham. The goal kicker.
Wonderful
He
gather.
pops the ball onto the turf. He's going to get to about 60 metres. The kick just missed its mark. It's over towards Walters. It's going to be calm here, Walters. Maybe get a little bit of a block from his teammate in Parry. But unfortunately, the pressure was too much and Leedham's got it again.
7 metre kick there.
Well, Leedham's shot on goal. It's marked in the goal square by Clark. And he looks like a forward, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just mentioned about Clark being a goal kicker. He definitely looks like a forward. Loves to get his hands on the ball.
Gee, a
Very,
contested
very good
mark.
nickname on Clark.
Well, let's roll with it.
Commonly known as the Bullfrog.
Well, the Bullfrog stopped it.
2 inside 50.
That one as well from Plummer. Wobbly little pass here. Walters is there first. Now it's on towards Hazel.
Blackwell, great tackle. He is giving the house at the moment. It's hard going, but we're here to talk about the footy.
Yeah, it's been done by Dean again. He gets it up towards half forward.
Wonderful
Racing
work by Leedham.
Leedham decides to handball. There's Blackwell again. What a game he's having.
And look at the
There's the
space
kick, the
out on the wing.
space.
He's going to get his own ball here. No,
Well,
he's holding back.
He's going to have to then contend with. Big call of ball. Didn't win it.
Lennox again. He's had plenty of it.
Goes Leedham, who have a shot here.
Snaps it around the corner. And Leedham's got a goal.
That was all through work rate from start of the Clark on centre wing all the way into 50. Just weight of numbers carrying through and ends up with a shot on goal from Leedham.
And
Beautiful.
and a second goal for Leedham as well. Look at this. 3 players could have raffled this one. And in the end, Leedham actually looked to go inboard.
See, he looks okay now. Just trying to see who that is.
Seen you break your leg, hurt your elbow and get a bruised eye all in the one contest. 5 seconds later, you're up bouncing around.
Didn't get the free.
So ball works back in again. Tamar holding on, but it could be another. And there it is. South have got 2. Their second premiership in the under-12s. They got the Div 2, and now they've won the Division 1 Grand Final. Duffy with a late goal in the final score. South Launceston 7-12-54. And the Tamar Demons 1-8 with a late Duffy goal. 4 goals to Tyler Leedham and singles to Dean, Clark and Sampson. And as we mentioned, Duffy with that late goal. And some last final words before we have the presentations. We'll firstly go to you, Worm.
Oh, look, well deserved by South Launceston. They've been the dominant team all year. They were the dominant team today, I thought.